this video we're taking you on a trip around Europe. It's our annual summer trip and we're starting in the UK, traveling to France, and then we'll show you a few destinations on the way. So stay close to see where we are going this summer. So the first stop, as usual, is the Euro Shuttle Terminal. It's really busy again. In summertime it's always very busy. So if you miss your train like we did, you can at least spend some time here shopping or using the facilities. You can always spend time doing a bit of shopping or grabbing something to eat. They have a small play area for children, various places where you can enjoy your meal, so you can just hang out around here and wait for your train. And dogs are also allowed. If you've not seen our previous videos, it's very important for you, if you drive UK registered cars, to have Euro lights so you can deflect the lights for the other driver, because you'll need to drive on the other side of the road once you reach France. So all you need to do is detach them and put them onto your headlights as specified in instructions. And just to pick up the steps, as you arrive at the terminal, the first point is the self-check-in station, where your number plate will be recognized and you will get a hanger showing your name and your reservation. Then if you have a pet, you head over to the pet reception, where your pet will be scanned for its microchip, documents checked, and this is where you will receive your official ticket with your lane and the number of the train. And then you go and wait in the train terminal until your train is shown on the board, and then you can board and enjoy your trip to France. And this is the ticket hanger that you have to keep on your windscreen after you check in, that shows the number of passengers, and of course if you're traveling with a pet you will have the right sign so people know where to direct you. And as I said, it's very busy during summer, so we've checked in at 6 o'clock in the afternoon and we were only boarded at 9 p.m. so 3 hours wait. Not ideal, but please prepare for long queues, especially summer. So the train journey lasts about 35 minutes, and after that you will reach Calais. There's no real thing to do inside the train, so you stay inside your vehicle or you can stand near your vehicle, but you have to be careful because of the movement so you don't get hurt. They have some toilets, but the toilets are always situated in the first and the last carriage, so again, for the 35 minutes, in case you really need them, they will be available. So we've arrived in France. This is an accommodation literally 15 minutes away from the train. We've chosen because it's really close. Again, what you can hear in the background is Jude, because he's been sitting in the car for too long waiting at the terminal. Hello, Mr. Jude. Do you like it in France? Yes, not really, until he can go outside. So a very nice place. Unfortunately, now we only stay a couple of hours, but we need to keep this in mind for our next visit. You have a nice kitchen in here, it's all open space. You actually can cook, but again, because we've arrived so late, we can't use all the facilities, but you do have everything here. You have tea, you have coffee, and to be fair, when we arrived, the guests, even though we arrived that late, they've asked us if we want to eat something, so they were more than happy to help us with a nice meal, but we said for now we just go and try it and rest. The bedrooms are upstairs. Bear in mind, this is the type of stairs that you have, so it might not be suitable for younger kids. And then again, for our dog, might be tricky to go up and down, but again, we're just going to sleep and then that's it. You have an area here to dry your clothes if you want. What we have in here, it's the bathroom. And then see if I can find the light. Oh, here they are. Again, very big bathroom, washing machine, you have towels, you have everything you need. Really pretty. Big shower. And then this way we have one of the bedrooms. So it's a double bed. Well, this sticker in here says no dog inside, so I'm not really sure, given that the accommodation is dog friendly, so we'll need to read and see what exactly is the rule. And same in here, there is a sticker that dogs are not allowed in the room, so again, not quite matching the dog friendly advert, so that gets a minus point from me. I mean, I get that obviously you are not supposed to let your dogs to stay in the bed, but still. But yeah, in terms of space and what you have, it looks really good. And in less than 20 minutes drive from the accommodation, we've entered Belgium, so it's not very far. Remember, from the train station in Calais you drive about 15 minutes to the accommodation that we've shared with you, and then from there you drive towards Dunkirk in France, and then you enter Belgium very quick and carry on through Belgium going towards Germany now. In about 4 hours drive from where we've stayed in France, you will enter Germany. There's normally no border as such, however they like to have controls from time to time. So here, as you see, the traffic starts to get heavy. We're probably going to be asked to go into one lane, and then they'll just check each car, and then they can decide to stop whoever they feel like needs to have a further check. Morning. So after a very nice night's sleep here in Germany, in Baden-Württemberg, we're getting ready to go back on the road. So today we are heading towards Slovenia and try and show you the way there, and then share with you a beautiful campsite that we found with promising mountain views, so stay close. So coming from München in Germany, we've continued on motorways and then exited for a while so we can avoid the heavy traffic. And we've entered Austria through Salzburg directly. So we are passing through Salzburg now and going towards Austria and then towards the border with Slovenia. While you travel on A10 motorway in Austria, you have to pay your first toll to pass the tunnels following on A10, so that's your first charge on top of your vignette. The natural border as such between Austria and Slovenia is Karrawankentunnel. If you have not seen our previous videos traveling towards this part of Europe, check this out so you know what to expect when you travel from Austria to Slovenia. You need to pass this tunnel, and we'll show with you the current prices and the status of traffic in a few minutes. So we've just entered Slovenia. The Karrawankentunnel price for 2025 in August is €8.80. The tunnel, it has 7 kilometers, 0.86. So we've just entered Slovenia. To be fair, the actual traffic at the tunnel was surprisingly good on this way, but on the way back, we've seen the whole way up to Slovenia the traffic was jammed, tunnels were closed. So I can't tell if it's because it's Sunday and people are coming back from holidays from that part of Europe, or if it's another reason, but luckily this time our way was clear. So we'll carry on and find our camping, which should be in about an hour from the tunnel, so we'll see. So we've just pitched up. It's a bit of an unconventional campsite. It is situated in a working farm. Jude is going to be very busy this couple of days because he has some very active neighbors. beautiful views, absolutely gorgeous. And Dude is also happy. Are you happy, Dude? We left the camp at the farm in Slovenia and stopped about an hour away. We found a campsite near River Sava. We had no booking as such, we just turned up and checked if they have available beaches. You have access to the river with a small beach. And the campsite is quite basic, but good as a stopover, and again, having access to the river is a good point. We'll show you a few images and try to present a glimpse of this campsite. We've seen they also have other types of accommodations like bungalows or small houses. These are the bungalow type of houses they offer as alternative accommodation. In this period of summer they are a bit over 100 euros per night. And in terms of pitching, there are no allocated pitches. Just come, pay, and then you can go around and pitch whatever you want. You can purchase a pitch with or without electricity. If you bought a pitch with electricity, you need to make sure you find one that is close to one of the electricity boxes, because they're not allocated, so they will be spread around the campsite. And make sure you have a very long cable with you in case the box is not right close to your desired spot. You have various sinks like this, centrally located in various areas of the campsite where you can wash your dishes, and you have water available, bins. There's a toilet block there. This is the beach that we've chosen. Beach as such, because it's not a real beach, it's literally you just come and park whatever you want. The electricity box is right there, so you need a cable that is quite long to reach it. But again, you can park really close to it. We've just preferred to stay here so we have a bit of shade from the trees. Reception and entrance this way. The camp is all the way there. And then here they have basketball court, tennis court, I think a swing for children to play. So it's the recreational area of the campsite. And you've had no chance to stock on the way here, you can order from Spar supermarket, and you can get vegetables, you can get fruits, you can get water, whatever you need. Just order online and they will come at reception. This is the map of the campsite. Good morning, we are going to continue our trip today towards Croatia. This campsite is recommended as a good stopover. Directly from the motorway you can follow the signs to find the campsite, and it's a good way to spend the night if you are passing by. However, I don't think it's a campsite where you will spend a couple of days. You have access to the River Sava, so you can swim if it's a sunny day. You have a small private grassy beach there where you can enjoy. Dogs are also allowed. However, facilities are quite dated, they're not well maintained. They are clean, but very, very dated, so that's for you to keep in mind. Again, it looks like a municipal sort of campsite, however the prices are still on the high range. So for a night's camping here, we've paid 65 euros, which is pretty much the same price per night as the campsite that we stay at the farm in Slovenia, and they can't really compare with each other. So very expensive because it's close to the motorway, close to Ljubljana, the capital city, and also access to the river. So these are the points that make the price go high. As a stopover, you can add it on your list. So carry on our trip and we'll share with you further updates. Croatia is as you enter the motorway in Zagreb. This is kind of the biggest motorway, so you'll probably pay here or get a ticket, and then we'll pay when we exit, depending on how many kilometers you travel on this one. So our next stop is a city in Croatia, Karlovac. We've paid the motorway that we told you about towards Zagreb, and we've drove for about 40 kilometers, and we've paid €5. So we just arrived. I think this is the apartment building. We'll go and find the apartment, and then we'll share it with you. This is the apartment. We'll do you a very quick tour now. It's called Feels Like Home, and we found it on booking.com. So there is quite a spacious kitchen with a hob. You have an oven, plenty of storage, oil, pans, cutlery, so very well equipped. Kettle, coffee, tea, a big fridge, and the host left us some milk, beer, and then some iced tea. This is a small pantry area. We have a balcony. Okay, this way we have a bedroom with 2 single beds, really big. So it's really good for families with children too. Big wardrobe. You have a little desk if you need to work while you stay here. And always really nice touch. We've got a message from the host, so that's really nice. This is the living room, again really big. You have TV, it's very spacious, and another balcony here, so we have 2 balconies. And this one, you can see the car park, so that's really good. And then we should have a second bedroom this way. Here we go. Really big bed, really big. And bathroom, you have washer, dryer, bath, and shower. A very big shower. Really nice. So yeah, as we said, we're trying to share with you not just campsite but also stopover accommodation, especially when we travel for a couple of days. Sometimes we just want to break in between campsites and stay at another type of accommodation. So hopefully you like this one, and then we'll carry on our travels tomorrow. But for now, let's explore this little town of Karlovac in Croatia. The host left us quite a lot of information about what you can do in the area, what you can see. We've received various maps, various flyers, and even in the text message, they've provided a lot of information. So from this point of view, really impressed with the communication. This is the old part of the town, and that's not very far from the accommodation. It's about 3 minutes drive, and you can park around there, or less than half an hour's walk. And what you can see here is various museums and places of interest. This is a separate map where you can see places that offer various meals in the city, so places for you to eat, whether they're fast food or actual restaurant. Some of them are right across the river, others are further into the town centre. And then this is another more detailed map of the town, again with details around what you can see, where you can find them. So very well documented for all the tourists that are coming here. We stopped at one of the restaurants also recommended by our host. morning. We had a really good night's sleep. Woke up today, enjoying our coffee before heading off on the road again. Did you have a good night's sleep? Having access to a balcony is really, really good. I know we've mentioned that we'll try and show you the town a bit more. However, we went last night after the heat started to be a bit more decent because it's very, very hot. So again, not recommended to walk during this heat. It's not good for us. So we went out quite late in the evening. I went out for a meal at a local restaurant that was also recommended by our host, and then tried to see the old town centre, but it's pretty much all of it in renovation. So we've just came at the wrong time, and they're doing a whole rehabilitation of the town centre, which is a fantastic thing, of course. But unlucky for us, there was not much to be filmed because most of the buildings were either covered or with construction. Some of the roads were also all with working. So we'll keep this on our list of places that we always say we want to return. But again, we want to see too many places at once. So yeah, add it on your list and try again once the town is fully rehabilitated, because it looks really nice and it has a specific charm. Approaching our next destination where we're going to spend a couple of days. So we drove from the previous accommodation for about 2.5 hours, and we had to pay the same motorway we've entered yesterday. Obviously we had to re-enter that today, and we drove for about 250 kilometers and we've paid about 29 euros. Croatia, we're now heading off through our next destination. We're hoping to get to Switzerland, and to do that we first need to drive through Italy. So we just left Croatia and we'll keep you updated.
Continue for 800 meters.
So now we've just entered E65 towards Zagreb again, and you had to go through the toll station, getting a ticket, and we're going to pay the ticket when we exit this motorway, and we'll keep you updated. Prices. We haven't really mentioned the prices for diesel and petrol during our trip, but in Croatia, for example, we've paid €1.35 for a litre of diesel on the motorway, so that's a pretty good price if you ask me. In terms of stopping areas in Croatia, you have various options available. So if you follow signs from the motorway, if you have a sign with a gas station, parking and what's not, then you have obviously toilets at gas stations, and you can fill up and purchase various things from their shops. Or if you have signs that are just showing parking and toilet, you will have the portable toilets, which are not always very clean, but depending on your luck. If you have signs that show parking, toilet and cafe, you might find one of these small cafes where you can stop and enjoy a drink, or you can use their facilities. This one, for example, if you don't use anything from the cafe, you have to pay €1 to use the toilet, but it's very, very clean. We've just reached the pay station now, so we'll see how much we have to pay. We drove over 300 kilometers on this part of motorways, and we'll see how much that costs for this category of cars. And the moment of truth, we've paid €34.90 for this part of motorway. And before we enter Italy, we still have to pass through Slovenia. So we're just at the border again with Slovenia, this time coming from Croatia towards Italy. Already spotted in Italy at petrol stations prices are much higher. We just passed one earlier and it was €1.85 per litre of diesel, so quite a difference from Croatia. So we're going to stop for the night around Brescia area. So we've exited the motorway and so far we've paid €22.80, and we'll see how much The campsite is quite basic from what we've seen so far, but it has direct access to the lake, so I guess this is what makes it really sought after. We left Tribunj in Croatia, which is here, and then we've carried on driving on the coast. You pass Zadar, and then you carry on driving towards Rijeka, and then towards Trieste. We've touched base Slovenia a bit more before entering Italy. Then past Venice, we will pass Verona, and then we stopped near Brescia on the shores of Lago di Garda. The lake has really pretty views. So now I understand why people like to come here, and I'm sure during the day when it's sunny you have different views and perspectives of the lake. The water is crystal clear. Good morning. We had a good night's sleep. It was quiet, but it was very hot, dude. It was really hot. The campsite is good as a stopover, but it doesn't have fantastic facilities, so you don't have toilet paper, there's no soap in the bathroom, but they are very clean, so people are coming and cleaning them often. It's more, I can see, oriented on people that have seasonal beaches here. I can see that people are coming and stay for long periods. They also have some sort of accommodation options, so it's not really used as a stopover as we did, just very rarely. But I think the main reason why it has such a good review on the website is the proximity to the lake. It's fantastic to have a campsite on the lake shore. Lake Garda is really sought after. The prices are really high for all types of accommodations, and this campsite offers you a great opportunity to explore the lake. So I wouldn't put it as not a place to try, but probably I wouldn't stay here for more than a day, maximum 2 days, if I want to enjoy the lake and the surrounding area. So good to have it on your list, and then we'll carry on our travels today. I'm going to take a quick walk to the lake so you can see the lake on daylight too, not just evening, because we've arrived really late. This is the long way to get to the lake, because we've just parked our van at reception, but you have direct access through the back of the campsite, and that's much closer. And this is the side road, so the sat-nav took us here, but this is where you get to the gate where you have access to the lake from the campsite, but you can't enter from here. And now you can take a view of the lake on the day. It's still cloudy today, so I'll stand by that if it's sunny and you have clear blue skies, the scenery changes dramatically, but it's still absolutely beautiful. Shuttle Tunnel. It has 17 kilometers. We had to wait quite some time here. There were big queues. Once you exit the tunnel, you will enter another pass through the mountains, which is very spectacular. We're not lucky enough to have a sunny day today, but it still looks amazing. This pass surprised us again. This is why we love. We just go on the road and then we find places that we never knew existed. We are currently at over 2,000 meters altitude. We're literally above the clouds, and I'm just not going to even attempt to describe it in words. We'll try to capture some images, but it's absolutely breathtaking. Just arrived in Lauterbrunnen. We passed Lindenwald and now we have to drive to Lauterbrunnen to get to our campsite. If you haven't seen our videos from last year with a beautiful waterfall, which is on my right side, but currently it's raining really bad, so I don't know if you can see it. This is the lovely place, Lauterbrunnen. We've arrived at our Switzerland destination. It's currently raining and I think it's going to be like this for the next couple of days, but we can still enjoy the lovely views, and check out the description of the camping in the separate video that will follow. I hope you've enjoyed our travel tour and various ideas to stop around Europe. Remember, we started in the UK, travelled to France, then through Belgium, touched a bit Luxembourg, went to Germany for the night, then we went to Slovenia, spent a couple of nights there in a beautiful campsite in the mountains with a working farm. Then we've stayed near River Sava in Slovenia, heading off next to Croatia, where we spent a couple of days at an amazing accommodation, so check the video with Croatia in Tribunj. And then from Croatia we've travelled to Italy, stopped near Lake Garda into a small campsite for the night, and then carried on to our final destination so far in summer in Switzerland, in Lauterbrunnen area, Jungfrau region near the Alps. So check the video with the beautiful camping, and hopefully we will see you soon with more Europe tours. Bye!